Welcome to the Golden Feather. Grab a pint, a plate, and pick your seats. Your hosts, Vertec and GB Bree, are back from their latest adventure.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Golden Feather. Today is the 11th of March, 2022, and we are here with Crafting Goals with our friend, Goalid. How are you today, new friend?
I'm pretty good. Glad to be here.
Glad you could be here. And as always, the lovely and talented Miss GB. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing well. I am happy it's Friday. I'm super excited. It's the weekend already. Happy to be here.
Thank the gods it's Friday. TGF. So, you, sir, you have a name that I have not seen around for very long here. So, if you could, go ahead and, I'm sure there's other people out there that would love to know who you are, what you do, and what brought you to Ashes.
Sure, I'm just your average gamer who has an Ashes obsession. I heard about the project about, I think, a year and a half ago. And ever since then, I've just fell in love with the idea of Ashes. And I just want to get my hands on the game, but they haven't come out with it yet, so I'm just stuck here, going through the forums, Reddit, everything, just trying to talk about it as much as I can.
Hey, we're almost to the next fix. Alpha 1, soon.
Alpha 2.
GM. Oh yeah, 2. Jeez, yeah. Louise. I can't even count to 2. Man, I'm having a rough day today. Oof. I tell you what. So, tell us a little bit about yourself then. Your MMO history. What have been your favorites and your least favorites? Tell us the dirty laundry of which ones you've absolutely despised.
Well, I have a big gap in my MMO history, actually. I think when I was like in my early teens, I used to play RuneScape and MapleStory, and both of those I mostly did PvE on. And I liked them both. They were super grindy. I never got to the end, so I just hung out with my friends with a lot, played them. But when I heard about Ashes, I started to try to get more immersed in MMOs. So I played a little bit of Arcade on Godfrey. I've played 800 hours of New World. I liked that a lot until there was a lack of endgame, which case there was a huge problem with the lack of endgame.
There's a lack of much game from what I understand.
Yeah. I think out of all of those, I guess, I think honestly MapleStory, although I really hate that it didn't have PvP.
Yeah.
It was a side scroller, so I don't know.
MapleStory takes me back. MapleStory.
Right?
Oh yeah, hey Laura. How's it going?
2006?
Something in there. MapleStory, yeah. Priston Tale, and there was something about Rose. Rose Online, I think it was just simply straight Rose Online. Those were fun little quick games. Tired of them quickly though. I don't know why. So.
Yeah, they're not always like the main MMORPGs that we play, so they're like fun until they're not,
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like I that was during my beta and alpha game spree where that's all I played was alphas and betas, and when it went live I kind of ducked out. Yeah, Draco, we like to interview everybody. Anybody who has anything to say about Ashes, does things in the community, talks to people, interactive, feel free to let us know if you want to pop on at some time too.
I was literally just typing all of that out, so you win.
Well, I ran faster. Talked faster? Talk faster. Yeah. So, tell us more about your gaming stuff. What's your favorite features of an MMO? I would say currently, because there's some features I have that are gonna be favorites in Ashes, but currently, what's your favorite current features out there?
I like the social aspect of MMOs. I like getting to know a community, getting ingrained in that community, and there's just I think with the internet, when it came out, we all thought it would be this cool place where we could all hang out and have fun, and then it kind of devolved into what it is today. And I think MMOs go to the core of that original intent of the internet that we all hoped and dreamed it would have. So that's the part of MMOs I like the most. They're pretty small populations when you compare to the huge size of the entire internet. So, Ash will have 10,000 people, whereas opposed to, I don't know how many millions of people are on Twitter, if not billions. So I really like that social aspect of MMORPGs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. I mean, that's the reason to play that instead of just a single player, right?
Absolutely, of course.
Yeah.
So then I guess with Ashes coming up, what would be the one feature? I'm gonna give the disclaimer of besides nodes specifically, because that's the cheater answer and that's the one I always use, and I'm the only one that can cheat. Okay. No, but yeah, outside of nodes, because that's obviously like the cornerstone of the entire game. But outside of that, what's the one thing that you think would dishearten you the most if they couldn't make it into the first launch of the game?
I mean, I don't think they could really mess it up too much. I think the politics aspect is the thing I'm most excited for. I'm really going to enjoy having stories that we hear from EVE Online, but in Ashes of Creation, because I think it will get that intense. So
it's going to get crazy messy. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they have so many systems for that. I mean, just the nodes themselves having politics and people you elect and whatnot. And they can do whatever they want with your tax money, and you just don't elect them if you don't like it, but then the harm's already done. Or, then there's always all the other different, like, religions and stuff like that. So it's going to be crazy blast.
Very true.
Right.
Yeah, I guess for, like, the node mayors, they can just spend money in ways you don't like. But for guild castles, they actually get your taxes. I think they can spend it any way they want, kind of like in New World with the towns. So I think that'll be the a bigger politics thing. Whereas like nodes mayorship, you'll just elect a new mayor and then call it a day. Maybe not for military nodes. I don't know.
Right. Okay, so I have to ask you, because I'm already settled. Vertec is already settled. Of the races we've seen so far, which race are you planning on playing?
I'm probably just gonna min-max. So
okay.
I think I'm gonna play mage, so probably Empyrean Elf.
Okay, cool. Very nice.
Undead Pally, I knew I liked you for some reason. Vec it is. Vec it is.
Hey, it is.
That's what I'm psyched up about. I don't care how, like, I'm usually a min-maxer too on a lot of stuff, but just because Vec, that's gonna be my race, and tank. It's gonna be a Vec tank. No matter how terrible it is, I don't care. Everything else I'll probably get a little bit more specific.
For me, I'm super into like the druid stuff. So as soon as Pyrite came out, I was like, oh my gosh, I am obsessed. Instantly obsessed, because they don't have druid class, so about as close to being a druid as I will probably get in Ashes.
Expansions.
Yeah.
The expansions.
Yeah. Never know. I'm always hoping for one deep in the future, but as of right now, there's no druid.
And looks like you got a fan in the chat there. Rafix. That's how I'm pronouncing it. Hey yo, is that the Goalid cutie? Hey there, Wizzy.
I'll remember that, Rafi.
Lore, by all means, causing trouble not causing trouble is not a requirement here. We like our problem causers to a degree.
I like how Vega.
As long as you cause problems, it makes smiles.
I'm kidding. Oh yeah, the beady eyes from staring at the stars. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad. See, welcome in.
Speaking of troublemakers, it's like we summoned her.
Z.
Hello, Z. But all right. So
good.
So you had a topic that you wanted to talk about a bunch.
Yeah, the animal husbandry system. I don't understand how this hasn't gone like kind of crazy on like the forums over the past 2 weeks. I think there's been like a post or two. I think there's actually more traffic towards animal husbandry before the live stream than there's been after, which is kind of perplexing to me.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be really exciting to have extremely complicated system where they've said they're going to have Mendelian genetics influencing traits on animals. I mean, it doesn't get more complex than that. In an MMO, anyway.
That absolutely cracked me up that someone actually went in with a lab coat and said, Doctor, you can call me Doctor. Like, to make that presentation. If that doesn't speak to how complicated it's going to be, or maybe not complicated, but deep, and many connections. Also, random note. Glad to hear you're COVID-free there, Z. No COVID-19.
What I was going to say was, do you think they should increase the complicated level of the other crafting classes or professions to match animal husbandry? Or do you think them thinking of basing it down a little is going to be a smarter move?
I think that in every MMO there should be that one profession that is just the more hardcore one that people are keep secrets about it. People are worried to get into because they don't think they can. I think that having one kind of like that is always nice. So I think if the others are a bit simpler, it's fine. I'd be more worried about animal husbandry just touching more systems than the other professions is what I'd actually be worried about. But they all seem to interconnect, so I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yeah, you were here last week, and I believe you're the one that brought that up in our topic for the chat that we were talking about last week about it touching things like leatherworking and other stuff like that. So I would be interested to see how far this goes. Perhaps right off the top of my head, doing alchemy and potion making might help things with doing animal husbandry and stuff like that, because perhaps maybe there's something that gives your little friend a speed boost or something if you use it on them, and maybe that can help train up the strength or the speed stat. Oh, yeah. There's a lot there that is left open to possibility, you know, and I'm really excited to see where Ashes takes this. But I definitely do agree. I know that every game that I've played, there's that one that looks super shiny and cool, but everybody is like, don't do it unless you're ready to be broke for life. After animal husbandry comes animal divorcery. Wow.
Yeah, I'm audibly shaking my head at that right now. That
was horrible.
No. It was horrible, but it did make me chuckle out loud in my head.
The dad joker is shaking his head at you. That's saying something. Saying something. So, opinion question for you outside before we get terribly deep in the animal husbandry part itself. Shenra 1 there said, trying to min-max animal husbandry for speed strength is going to be a nightmare with how difficult it is to travel far aside from science nodes. So it brought up a question in my mind of, do you think that Steven is going to try and steer the game towards a stable type mechanic where you need to pull out one mount that you take with you at a time and leave the rest in your stable? Or like most other games where you can just randomly whip out whatever number of like 100 different mounts you have?
I would if I had to put money on it, I'd put it on as many as you can. Breeding, since it's a processing profession, it'll have stables for that, but I think that you'll be able to carry countless mounts on you. I think it'll be interesting. Just time. There could be casting time on trying to take the mount outs. There could be all sorts of things that you could do. So you can just abuse having like 20 different mounts in your inventory. But I would hope that you can carry more than one mount with you.
You gotta whistle at them from far away so they run out of the woods. Takes a 10-second summoning. There you go.
Oh no, you just open your scroll, fear, you know?
Yeah. I have a fear that they're going to go the route of, I mean, I have nothing to back this up whatsoever, so I mean, don't take this any different way, but I have a fear that it's going to end up being a Well, you have to choose. Choices have consequences, and risk reward. You got to pick which mount you're gonna go with for the day. Are you going out gathering? Get something with speed. You going out PvP? Get the war horse. Goes slow, but it's gonna trample people.
Yeah.
But with like how even Draco was saying, there's gonna be such a wide variety of mounts up there. It would be crazy beneficial to be able to have all of them. That way you have your running horse, you have your battle horse, you have your I don't know, maybe you have a kangaroo mount so you can jump up on the ledge like Guild Wars 2 or something. And yeah, I think that'd be highly beneficial, because then as you, even as a breeder, no. But yeah, imagine even as a breeder, like you're going out and testing these mounts and seeing what the mix came up to, and you're timing them out so you can have all the info for selling your mounts,
I'm just saying the snores came about as an accident that happened in the lab while trying to do animal husbandry. Like there was just some sort of accident that happened, and then the snores was there.
It came about as a curse. That's what it came about as. It came about from a curse. Somebody opened a chest somewhere, and instead of it being a mimic, it was like, take this, I guess.
I think Steven needed that biology lesson. So some of the hybrids that he's proposed, I'm like, how did this come about?
Right.
How did you do this?
Science.
Interpreting
magic science.
And officially name that horse the Snores. Right. I mean, they really should. The community knows it as the Snores at this point. But I'm super excited. There's a lot that's hinging on the way that they build out this animal husbandry with the animal handling and like the taming and everything else. No one really remembers the actual name. Could be somehow the snail genes mixed with the horse genes, and there you go. Yeah, exactly. There's an accident
honestly,
in the
every
lab.
once in a while. Yeah, every once in a while somebody mentions the real name or mentions that Snorse is not the real name, and my brain goes, oh, really? I forget again.
See, was he case in point? Its official name isn't Snorse. My dearest Vertec, I apologize for my lack of skills in the dad joke area. I pale in comparison to your dad joke prowess. Thank you for the resub,
I collect dad jokes like I
Michaelis.
collect snacks, and I love me some snacks, so yeah.
It's quite the admission.
Right? No, I mean, seriously, you should try living with this guy. It's dad jokes 24/7. I'm telling you.
They're the only jokes you can tell everywhere at any time. Snacks. So, you Did you have?
You have a lot of things that you've pulled from the forums this week. Funny enough, it was actually opposite. The Reddit was pretty dead. I found like one thing on Reddit that you hadn't already found somewhere else. And then the forums were just packed with conversation. So you mentioned to me one of them was on crafting.
Yeah, un momento. Is the bot still giving issues?
Oh yes, absolutely. It is decided it's not connecting to the server. So I will take over while he looks into that real quick.
Well, first up, before we move on, did you have any other like specific things you wanted to chat about with husbandry before we jump into and talk about other stuff too? Because we can talk about that for as long as you like, sir.
Yeah. That was your proposed topic idea.
Yeah.
So.
I did write a post about. I think there's going to be problems with taming.
Can you share that to me so I can share it with everybody else?
Okay. Shared that with you. Yeah. I heard it on the forums. I think a week ago.
Okay.
I think you guys cited it for your last one.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I just want to relink it back out to everybody watching, just in case you guys want to go check out Goalid's post and support people chatting on the forums, because we support it. While he's doing that, what do you guys think of us I was considering on the forums and on Reddit releasing our show notes with the different things that we were citing for topic ideas, just to kind of be like a highlight. Michaela's our guest. Well, first, the bot is down, so that's not going to work. Second, our guest only has the Twitter link. So here's the forums. But yeah, what do you guys think of us sharing out our topic ideas, like what we share with our guests while they're live with us? Oh no, it's all good. So, animal husbandry crash course post that you wrote.
Yeah, sure. When it comes to this sort of simple genetics, you can really load the dice with what you're breeding. So you have two animals that are supposed to be rare. They have a rare trait. Maybe it's fire breathing, maybe it's burrowing, maybe it's something that you want to keep really special. And it's something like 1 in 1,000, 1 in 5,000 animals in whatever mob population have this trait. So it's meant to be rare. It should probably be a very important thing for tamers. But once you get 2 of them of the opposite sex, then you can breed them. And now all of a sudden they produce 4 with that trait, then 8 get produced, then 16, and the growth is exponential. And so then the tamer is kind of just sitting around just saying, well, it's going to take me like tens of hours to get this mount again, and the breeder can just take a day or 3 days just to breed another one, so it's obviously not worth me doing it. So I think there should be some sort of system to prevent this from happening. I suggested that since they're using real life genetics as an example, inbreeding depression, where you could put bad recessive alleles on these mounts, or not mounts, but these animals, and when they breed, then they'll get 2 copies of the recessive allele that has major negative effects, and then you wouldn't be able to use the offspring of those mounts for part of your breeding pool. You'd have to go to the tamer again. You'd have to say, okay, I need another one of these animals in order to breed and breed more for the market. I need you to actually go out and get another one, and I'm going to pay you top dollar for it, instead of the tamer just kind of being irrelevant after 3 months of the game.
Yeah, I could see that. I think I like the idea of it decreasing over time with the number of, generations that you have with it. It would also be kind of cool if, because that's a rare trait, my feeling would be, let's say 1 in 20 rare, 1 in 20 have that trait. I like that there's a chance that you'd have to breed multiple times until you get that trait to pop up and not just automatically get passed because it's rare. But you have a higher likelihood because it's rare since you have it. But I wonder if with a lower likelihood, there's a possibility that because it's in the gene pool, if you will, of like one or both of the parents, the possibility of getting that rare from neither parent having it being really low and unlikely, but really cool if it were to happen. Kind of like how in human genetics, sometimes things skip generations, like every other generation has this random gene tick kind of thing.
Yeah, it'd be cool. You can do that with Mendelian genetics too. One parent, 2 parents who have brown hair have a kid with blonde hair because they have a recessive gene for blonde hair, and then 1 out of 4 kids have blonde hair, therefore, based off of that. I think it'd be really cool. I'm excited to see that as well. I'm just very excited for the animal husbandry system as a whole.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
What do you think
Yeah,
about the
that's-
ability to? Oh wait, go ahead. I was gonna slight offshoot, but go for it. Before
Yeah, I was
you.
gonna say that was one of the things that I thought was one of the niftier posts because it was on point and it was fairly in depth.
Mhm.
Oh, thanks.
Just gonna say I had to definitely skim through the first time because I was like, this is a lot of information. I need to see what the general idea is, then I'll go back and reread it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked a lot of the stuff in there, and I was thinking even to keep tamers, or at least I mentioned last week to keep tamers. A thing that's needed would be putting a limit to how many times an animal can be bred, because I mean that's also close to reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not really limited by you can only have X amount of children, so much as that once you get to a certain age, you can't. Your body just doesn't want to, at least for females
Right.
anyway.
And you could put that mechanic in. They can only mate so many times.
Yeah, and I forget the
That
technical
would
term
also
you
help
used
to
for
limit
it, but it was outbreeding.
So
Where when you
yeah.
start to get the really exotic breeds that are possibly going to be like the best of the best, they just
Yeah.
can't breed flat out.
Mhm.
Yeah. So in real life, outbreeding depression is when two distantly related animals who can still produce offspring but are still so distantly related that they produce offspring that is often sterile, have genetic deformities because of they don't have complementary genes. So let's say like a tiger has a gene for a big heart, but they also have a gene that decreases the size of their heart. So the genes together don't give off any bad problems, but when you have a lion and a tiger together, then you sometimes just get the one and not the other, and then you have all sorts of deformities that are happening in ligers and tigons when they try to do these crossbreeds for shows and stuff.
Right.
Pretty sure it's actually outlawed to do it in a lot of places now. So you can't really do that with simple Mendelian genetics like they want to do. So I think what they've already said is going to work very well with that. And that is that breeders who have a higher level will be able to do the crossbreeding better. Then there's... Stephen also mentioned breeding methods. So maybe the environments that they're breeding in, maybe they have to be in a plain rather than in a different kind of environment. Maybe the season matters as well.
How about-
That'd be really cool, actually.
How about also if they added kind of a generational degradation, where the closer to wild you caught something, the more powerful the stat gains were that they get, but also the more random. Like they have a wider, they're not finely tuned to provide mainly like an 80% success chance of getting high speed, but the wild one is going to have, a 20% chance of getting high speed, but the speed's going to be higher.
My
So
only
you-
worry with that is that I think that would lean a little too much towards the tamers than the breeders, because I feel like the point of the breeders is to try to get that really good amount, whereas the tamers trying to get you the base material that's you're looking for.
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough as far as the split between them. I don't know though. I think with the right balance of gain in one direction versus like stat gain in one direction versus guaranteed, because if every single time they go to breed, it's not going to be a costless process. They don't just put two animals and go, hey, do your thing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they need like some kind of like pheromones they got to pick up to kick in the breeding desire or what have you. Like, there's going to be some kind of cost associated with it. So maybe they just like putting out really high average or close to great, like a 75% horse or whatever animal, and they can do that really well.
I agree. They could probably tune that to a good degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be
I
fun.
was
Good
gonna
thing they
say-
have altitude to do that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's all good. I was gonna say, how cool would it be to be able to like dye your mount, and then that potentially having a effect less or so. But hey, something happened when you dyed them, and it seeped into their like DNA a little bit, and the chances of getting a purple firefox, because I totally want one of those, I've decided I want one, is very unlikely, but it could happen. Yeah, right? No, seriously, I missed out on the firefox mount, and I was super upset about that, but I'm hoping there's like a purple one in game sometime, so I can still get one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I will be hunting that one down first thing if that's the case. Any purple mounts, you guys better tell me where to get it, how to get it, how I missed it, and then any purple mounts. He's
obsessed with purple.
I'm informed. Yeah.
But it would I thought it would be kind of cool to be able to like change the coloration, you know.
Yeah, I know that animal husbandry thing. I'm going to be fascinated with it. I may or may not take part myself, but you know, I'll be seeing what comes out of it and crazy interested in how it came to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to see that 20-page paper that Steven got after the game releases, like maybe a couple of years after it's released. Yeah. I want them to keep it really secret, like because I half the enjoyment for me is going to be figuring out the exact system that to get the BIS mounts and BIS battle pets and everything. But maybe years in the future, would it be? Tell us.
Yeah, how neat would it be if they were to take that presentation and put it into, you know, a fantasy language and drop it in the game, like in one of those random books you find on like laboratory shelves or whatever. Like some games just have random books laying around that tell weird stories about whatever was going on in the lab. Just find that as like an Easter egg in the game somewhere.
That'd be really cool.
I think that would be neat.
There's like some sort of like super like old doctor from before we left Vera that left like there's just bits and pieces of like deciphering of how they came about the idea of animal husbandry mapped around, like written in the lore a little bit. That'd be cool. Like experiment number 3002. Sorry.
Yeah, experiment number 3002. Yeah, I lost audio for like 12 seconds there, so sorry if I missed you saying something funny and great. And I probably had a lost look on my face, like what happened? What happened?
Oh,
but that's fine.
Oh, good.
All right, but what else? What else you got in your mind about the husbandry thing? Anything else? Or we basically covered all the stuff for now. I mean, we can never cover all the stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of it we've covered. One pet peeve of mine is I think Steven said beast of burden for one of them, like the kinds of animals you can breed. So I looked up what a beast of burden is. It's just a mule. Like they're already in the game. Everybody seems to be a little confused about it. But
people were confused about the term.
Yeah, the term. I don't think people were really like, is this like a new kind of animal that we're gonna get? Or like, what is he even talking? I think most people are like, what is he even talking about?
Yeah. Various different cultures have them all over the place. There's like mules, elephants,
mule.
Camels. Although camels are also used for riding.
Beast of burden is just a fancy word or way of saying people that or things that carry things for you that are too heavy of a burden for you to carry.
Yeah, it's just a good Rolling Stone song.
When your friend says, "Here, hold my beer," you become the beast of burden because you're gonna have to carry them when they break themselves.
Oh, jeez. I actually can imagine that.
But yeah. The thing you were talking about with the crafting.
Mm-hmm.
This I think was kind of cool. And, you know, it might even be able to apply with taming if you were to bump into, say, like a wild herd or something. But someone on the forums, if I can find the post, was talking about having crafting nodes or crafting stations, something along those lines, out in the wild, where it would provide more materials, but it also takes time to produce them, and during that time, it can be raided. And someone almost immediately in that discussion ended up comparing it to, say, a caravan, but it's stationary. It's just sitting there. And I can definitely see that being a direct comparison, because you pay a bunch of money to go, get a, let's say a gold extractor to go take it down to the mines where you found some gold the other day. And you spent, let's say, 100 gold to build this extractor that might get you 1,000 gold by the time it's done, mining everything out. Like strip mining, let's say. But during that time, it's going to take like a 20-minute period of just sitting there, building up that stockpile that you can't take out until it's all done. You think that'd be an interesting concept, or do you think that would end up being something that would be too burdensome or just not interesting?
I don't know how burdensome it would be. Only the devs can answer that.
That's fair.
I think it's a great system though, because they've proposed extractors for resources already. It's in the wiki. So I'd love to be able to fight over them rather than just someone puts it there and then I can't do anything to it.
Yeah.
The more PvP in the world, I'll like the game more.
Open world PvP fan, are we?
I will be hiding with the more PvP there is.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like, no,
actually-
I'm not coming out of this.
Yeah, Draco, that actually would be a great thing for a guild to do. Drag that thing out, have the guild chip in on buying the item, and then the guild goes out to protect it, and crafters go about their business. That could be an entire guild event night. Go out and just drop
Yeah.
a bunch of those for some different materials. And then, looping back to the politics thing, of course there's going to be a spy in the midst who's going to tell another guild what's going on, and then there's going to be a guild war over this, like, I don't know, mushroom plucker that's hanging out in the swamp just plucking mushrooms off of trees for you. And it's going to be amazing, I think.
Yeah.
Or would be
Definitely.
amazing, because it's not really a thing. But I do like the idea. Let's see. Be another cool thing is to go more benefits to grouping up with crafters to protect them. Yeah. Absolutely. I already know a couple people who are they're dedicated towards going into a military node and getting all the military benefits they possibly can, all the PvP type benefits they can, and just joining a mercenary guild that just hires themselves out to protect caravans and protect crafters and be bounty hunters and go after people who are corrupted.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited to see how reputations play out on that.
Oh,
'Cause
reputation.
You won't be
can
able to just swap servers if something bad happens, as far as I can tell, or if you get a
Yeah,
terrible
yeah.
reputation.
Yeah, can you imagine? It always boggles my mind how they would even do something like a server merge, because that's kind of the thing that a lot of new games do, right? They either bump into the issue where they don't have enough servers at launch, so they end up having like 3,000 people in a 3-hour wait to get into each server, or they start with a lot of servers planning on shrinking it all down once everything goes, down to a super not hyped level, or not super hyped level.
Yeah.
But with Ashes, with every server being different, how would they merge that and make it fair to everybody? That would almost have to be like a fresh start. Like, hey, we're going to merge these two servers. Everybody's starting new. Ready, set, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no real way to make it fair, in my opinion, with a proposed system. I had another post about that, actually. And basically, I just hope they have some sort of, like, lounge where you can play, like, tavern games or something while you wait in queue. So hopefully people
That'd
won't
be
complain
really
about the queues as much.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I never thought of a game doing that for, like, waiting queues and whatnot. Literally have a lobby where you as, like, your character image, at least, could be accessed real quick and dropped in a tavern where you can sit down and play your dice or whatever.
That'd be pretty cool, I have to say.
Honestly, I think a lot of people would do that just for random shits and giggles. Just log on and hang out in the little tavern lobby and play some dices, play some checkers, darts.
Yeah. And yeah, a server merge would be, I'd imagine, pretty devastating depending on how they go about it, because there's all of the progress that you've had on your world plus whatever progress somebody else had on their world, and it depends on, like, are you merging into one person's world or another, or are you merging into a whole new world? Like, that would be, it sounds complicated.
Yeah, they would basically have to
sounds
shaft
complicated.
everybody at once to make it fair. They'd have to shaft everybody at once to make it fair.
Yeah.
Because if you jump from one server to another and you guys just unlock this thing and you're progressing in this raid to get this gear that you really, really, really wanted for either cosmetics or actual combat purposes. You just really, really wanted it. And then your server gets merged to somebody who that node has been long gone. It rose and fell and they didn't really like the content, so nobody wanted to keep it there and they just voluntarily dropped that node and walked away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, server merges will suck. I hope there's none of them. I hope they do everything they can to prevent them.
Yeah. Me too. Me too.
So, along the lines of crafting and whatnot, someone else had an interesting discussion there. That last post with the crafting stations, by the way, was from somebody called Belly Rub. I like the name. If you're out there and you're listening, dig it. Then there's Azure. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it because it sounds fancy. This post here, they were talking about the setting of Vera and node infrastructure was the title. Talking about basically bringing normal wear and tear into buildings and parts of the node. That way, it would have to be maintained. You'd have to put time and effort into it to make sure that you don't start losing productivity in something, or you don't start losing or gaining debuffs because you don't have this whatever service. Or because the chicken farm in the middle of town is failing, and if you don't start putting in some feed into the buckets, you're gonna lose out your chickens, and everybody knows morale for the entire town sinks if you have no chickens. So Grumpy, get to work. Fix the chickens. But what do you think about that kind of a concept? Like, with all the other systems in the game, do you think that would make sense, or do you think that would add kind of another straw on the camel's back that's like, this might be getting to be a bit too much now?
I don't think it's that bad. I almost think that I think they really should have, the mayor has to allocate resources to maintenance, because maybe a metropolis has all the best buildings, and everybody wants to go there. Well, perhaps they have to put a lot of taxes into maintaining that, and then all of a sudden everyone's, why are the taxes so high? And they have to say, well, they have to be high because we want to keep all these buildings, and it's a nice little element to the game right there.
Yeah.
Do you like going to the mall? If you like going to the mall, pay your taxes.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think that's one of those systems that something like that would actually make 100% sense to me, with just the way the game is structured. Like, there should be some kind of a normal wear and tear, like on the public roads and whatnot. And I don't know, your incoming taxes from something, like, let's say trade with another town, like your profits start going down because they can't transport as fast because you didn't maintain the roads or whatever. We literally need 5,000 chickens in the middle of town. Yeah, pretty much. Anything less is unacceptable.
The town of chickens. You know you're approaching because you can hear them from like 3 miles away.
Call it Boxville. Boxville. Bark, bark.
Never enough chickens.
L2 replay.
Profits go down. Chibi's pocket full. Okay. Sounds like foul play. Wow.
My
Wow.
goodness. And the chicken jokes come out. Well, here's one for you. Glorious mounts. Since you have obviously been thinking a lot about the animal husbandry system and things that could be done with the crafting of new and unique creatures, have you thought of anything that you would love to see created? Like, would it
Maybe
just
a cross
absolutely make
between
sense?
an elephant and a lion, like a giant lion. Maybe that would be something that would be cool.
Oh my gosh. They could actually name it the Elion, and maybe it'll actually live longer than the game did. I'm sorry.
Damn, shots fired.
Sorry, I had to. Whew.
I have no words.
Uh,
No words.
Hold on,
None.
I'll
No
post the clips at the Elion subreddit. It'll increase your traffic by like all 5 people that are still there.
right. But yeah, I don't know. I personally am not the best for imagination, but I figured it would be something neat to have. And I can't think of what would be neat to add into it, but for say the Renkai, something to do with a bat, like mix with like a some kind of a swamp creature, like a bat mixed with a swamp creature, but it's a land-based creature with just legs that go back like that, and a bat kind of face to it. I think it would just be like a beast that would tromp through the marsh and really fit with that Renkai type of feel.
Like
I
a
don't know
frog,
what you'd
maybe?
mix with a bat. Holy crap. Could you imagine a bat body with just big old, like, kind of furry and like the bat wing kind of texture frog legs? How
Yeah.
terrifying would that be to see come running at you? It's like that stuff of nightmares. I love it. I want one now.
I would like out of this conversation. I just want a normal horse.
There is
for
no
a while.
escape.
Grumpy, you and me both.
There is no escape. You're trapped here.
The mean Vertec gave examples. You need to give one now.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Come up with something unique and interesting.
For what I would like for my own mount, I feel like
Like something very Pyre, maybe. Pyrean.
Yeah,
Pyrean?
I'm trying. Period.
Pyrene.
Pyrene. Oh my
Pyrene.
gosh.
Pyrenian.
Yeah. Michaelis is set on his giraffodile.
The giraffodile. Oh my
Traffic
goodness.
island lights.
I don't know. Like, it would have to be something very like nature-esque. Probably like a deer, because that's very naturey. But I would want it to be like bioluminescent, because I think that part of what they've shown for the environments is so pretty. But yeah, even the fox could be something to base off. So like a deer or a fox. I don't think mixing the two would look too good.
A foxfly?
Maybe a foxfly. Jeez. Maybe like a long-legged fox. I don't know. That'd be interesting. My mind is mixing the deer and fox together now, and I
like
can't unsee
a
it.
horse-sized and shaped fox?
Yeah, essentially.
Big old long legs?
Very large fox. With like bioluminescence going up its like legs.
Okay. I can see that.
But
Biolumens.
the Pokemon turtle is essentially legs for days. The turtle quote unquote Pokemon mount is the one that I like so far for what I'd be looking for.
I know, Taylun actually said, how about a squirrel mount for the Pyrai?
Mm.
Get a squirrel Pyrai. I always say Pyrai. Pyrai.
Pyrai.
Pyrai. Yes, yeah, I always say that. But that'd be neat. But then someone else, it's funny, they said like one of the first characters, I can't find it now, but someone said like one of the first things that they had a full party kill to was like a gigantorous squirrel or something like that in D&D. That was like their first total party kill.
Interesting.
So, since your Pyrai are super awesomely distinguished from all the other races, the other elves are slightly feeling left out by some people's opinions. Or looking left out at least.
Yeah, I agree.
I was gonna say, do you find that to be true?
Yeah.
Goalid? What do you think you could add to the Empyreans to make them stand out?
Yeah, that forum post was really interesting. I think that's different color eyes, glowy eyes, kind of bioluminescent, translucent hair. I think all are great ideas to try to distinguish Empyrean elves more. I personally, there's so many just copies of Lord of the Rings elves. I like to see I would like to see Ashes kind of differentiate itself, and it has already with the Renkai. Seem to be some kind of dragonborn orcs. So I would hope that we get the same amount of diversity and effort put into the Empyrean elves as well.
Instead, it is really tall with slightly pointy ears.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, they're going to have a snooty posture. So there's that at least. I imagine them coming out something like something like the elves from World of Warcraft as far as attitude goes. Not the night elves, what was it, the high elf? What did they call them? Blood elves. That was it. Blood elves.
The lore says that the Empyrean formation was the glitter wall formation. So I'm assuming that glitter wall, maybe they already are planned to glow because they're glittery.
Oh. Alright, that's fair enough.
I think in the most their last 24-hour live stream, Intrepid did, the last lore video had a dwarf calling an elf a twig because when they arrived in Sanctus, where there's no magic, the elves kind of well, we don't have magic anymore. That's kind of how we used to fight, what all our formations are based on. And apparently, the dwarves got in there and really gave it to them.
Huh.
Maybe they'll do something really unique, like make them sparkle in the sunlight.
Maybe.
Turn him into a Twilight vampire. Do it. Do
no.
it. Do it. Do it.
No. Please
I
don't
mean,
do
it's
that.
not yet grumpy, but it could be. It could be. You want it. You want Twilight Simulator. Speaking of simulators rhymes perfectly with synergies. It's practically the same word.
We have an ad about to start, by the way.
Oh no, do we?
In 3 minutes, yeah.
Oh, okay. Can we push it now just to get it out of the way between topics?
I can definitely push it.
Engage.
There we go.
Yeah, just get it out of the way. Sorry guys, apparently they make it happen, so, we'll try to not talk about anything exciting for a minute.
I pushed it out. I mean, I snoozed it for 5 minutes. So.
Oh, it's news. Okay. There we go. Well then, food synergies. Someone was talking about how neat it would be to have different foods that could combine together to make super nifty buffs. And you don't know what they're going to be until you experience that combination at least once. Like their example was like sauerkraut and bratwurst or something. And when you eat one of them, you're going to get your whatever buff from that food. But then you have another one that says like synergy, blah, blah, blah. And then once you have that third one, it would actually reveal itself. But if you only have two of them, it'll say synergy and it'll just be like a little question mark or something hanging out there because you won't know what it is until you have the other one. So you got sauerkraut and brats, and then you add some dwarven ale to it, and suddenly you have a food synergy and you get a super awesome buff from it.
So kind of like Skyrim crafting, right?
You know, I'm one of those terrible people that have not played any Skyrim. I am a horrible human being.
I don't think it's the best game, so...
And a worse nerd. Because all the nerds I know have played it, except for me.
I think from what I've seen, yeah, something like that. No Skyrim player reporting for duty. You ain't missing anything special. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool to have the ability to, have food buffs and everything. Who knows? I didn't understand WoW lore very much since Breath of the King Kata. LO. I'm excited for Ash's lore telling their story. Right? Exactly. I love that Steven's basically holding everything like to his chest, essentially, until we're getting closer. But I'm super excited to explore the lore through the game and through like the little bits they've done with the cosmetics. But yeah, getting a food buff would be interesting.
Yeah, I think that might be also where maybe taverns could come in handy. Like play-run taverns. Because then if they're going to have little ovens where they can heat stuff to either change or increase a buff from food, then they could also just... Yeah, the Golden Feather Tavern maybe. They could sit there and experiment with all the different foods and come up with combinations and stuff like that. I really hope there's like hidden recipes where you could just find things that you say, I think that would taste good together.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess with Varen foods, we're not going to know the names of a lot of the stuff, so we're going to have to see a lot of other recipes to kind of get a feel for how it might taste. Mm-hmm. And then maybe experiment. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it could be pretty unique. Also, if that 2 of the 3 had to be cooked by a chef, and then the 3rd had to be purchased from a tavern, so the chef could stock the tavern with the 2 cooked ones, and then the patrons could purchase them as a set. Oh, that'd be really cool.
I like this person trying to drive up our profits. You're a new friend. You're a new friend. But yeah, I think that would make a nice little dynamic twist on the traditionally kind of boring profession, if I'm being honest. Like, everybody always picks up cooking because it's always worthwhile to do the buffs. Well, most games. Some games it's extremely expensive and stupid. But in most games it's very important. And to put a twist on it to keep it actually interesting would be really neat. And Tayloon is kind of on fire lately because I think like 4 of these posts came from Tayloon. We've been talking about today. It's crazy. It's all about the bundles. Released 3 vids on lore last December. Need to watch those again since I forgot. Yes. The lore videos were fantastic.
Did we talk about the ground resistance already?
We did not. We did not. So, what do you think about, and I know in single player games it definitely adds some extra immersion and you get a real feel for the land around you, but in MMO it's kind of different. What does everybody think about ground resistance, as in like rough terrain slows your character as you try to run through it or walk through it? You hit a swamp and you slow down to like a 3rd speed or something while you slog through it.
I feel like it makes sense for D&D, but I don't know about an MMORPG.
I think it would work well for mounts. I think the mount speed was decreased a little. It was good for that area.
Yeah.
I don't know about player speed though. A lot of people will just get extremely frustrated with the lowered speed, especially for PvP.
Yeah.
Oh man, could you imagine accidentally, or not accidentally, but I guess purposely kiting somebody into a swamp and they just weren't paying attention. They were just seeing red and chasing you, and next thing you know they're stuck in the middle of the swamp and it's not something they can break out of, so they're just stuck, moving slow.
Yeah.
Actually, that would probably help out mages a lot and other classes that have good movement abilities, because they could just teleport and they could have way more movement speed and mobility than other classes, like even more so than before.
Yeah.
Those swamp areas would be amazing for mages. You'd blink across a swampy patch, turn around and just start firing while the melee tries to catch up to you.
Yeah.
By the time they get there, your blink's ready again. Turn around, blink.
Draco says, oh, nice. Yeah, rough terrain could be pretty interesting, especially since they're going really in depth with the road system from no development. Michaela says, I can imagine terrain being utilized for PvP, making battles potentially more tactical.
Or if you're on the other end of it, if you're on the receiving end, it makes battles more of a pain in the Staples.
Did you get stuck there?
No. I meant it to be a funny. It was not a funny, was it? Why do you hate me?
I mean, it was funny.
I do think that there should be a lot of terrain changing how you fight for PvP though. Michaela said in chat. I think that's very necessary, and it'll provide so much breadth into the game, into strategy and everything.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to think,
I agree.
and that's kind of where my brain went after I saw that. It was how could terrain be used to impact PvP, make it more tactical without just being punishing to melee? Because a lot of the things I can think of that would make things more tactical, like, you know, getting the high ground and hiding behind trees and in rocks, and, you know, the ground makes you not run as fast, and etc. That's all punishing to melee, but range, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I wonder what kind of ground would actually be beneficial to melee outside of, like, entrapping people in small areas.
Ooh, that's a good
That's
question.
the only thing I can think of that would be beneficial to melee.
And you could just
imagine,
give them
Sorry, go ahead. I was just reading chat.
Yeah, imagine you just give them a bigger advantage in the open field. Like, I know it's kind of lame, but just have the advantage in like a meadow.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Sorry.
The Undead Pally says, get the snores and just step over everything and everyone. Snail
Forest
trails
could help
everywhere.
melee. Yeah, there you go. Forest could help the melee using tree as cover.
Cover definitely.
And Draco Bringer says they could take it further, make different mounts have advantages, disadvantages on different terrains. Like, horses wouldn't be the best in general everywhere or something. Could also benefit non-PvP people, as they could potentially lure PvPs to a swampy area to help them escape. Escape button. And Gatherer is going to get something from a swampy area. They're using a mount that has advantage in the swamp, so the PvP attacker didn't have the mount. It couldn't catch them. Run away!
Some kind of high gravity area that impact distance for range class, right?
Yeah, exactly. See, it all benefits range. Either the physical or magical range would be benefited by all that stuff.
Yeah, I can see
forest. Yeah, forest would help melee by using trees as cover, but range could use the same trees for cover as well. And if nothing else, they could shoot between the trees at melee that has to actually legitimately run between everything before they can even catch up. They gotta dodge around all these trees. And Shenra and Michaelis, I think they're gonna team up with their giraffes and girocodiles.
Crocodiles. What would that even be like?
I don't even know.
Crocodile with a huge neck. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm stuck between like a Loch Ness monster but with stubby legs running through the swamp. Or a giraffe with a big old alligator or a crocodile head and scaly. Like a brontosaurus that went on a diet and also got angry. Why do you put these things in my head? Michaelis, you're fired.
We do know that environments will impact things like sunny days will help fire spells. Blizzards will help frost spells. So that is a good part that we already have.
Sorry, Undead. We request that you send us the links instead of posting them. I will repost what you posted, though. Just to, keep
it's good.
Unwanted things
good,
out.
I like it. That's what a crocodile would look like. Or a giraffodile.
Giraffodile. Yeah, they can confirm the weather. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how that's going to impact as well. Are there certain things that are going to help you with being able to hide a little bit better or not hide better? If you're a giant red man, it's kind of hard to hide against a white tundra.
I mean, I'm just saying, I know it's going to have a huge impact because when it snows in game, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be angry. Play games to get away from the harsh realities of the cold winter.
If you can't tell, Vertec hates winter and snow in general.
Aww.
I do too, though. So
I like visiting
like
snow.
skiing?
I really like visiting snow.
no.
Not a big fan of it snowing on my car and having to shovel it out before I can go to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that.
I just get cold easy, and I don't like being cold.
Just knit the Snorsa sweater.
Steven said that they're gonna have tornadoes last live stream. So
Oh, jeez. No thanks.
Gonna get
You can keep
interesting
your
with the
tornadoes.
weather effects.
yeah, definitely.
I'm curious how violent they would be. Like, if you get sucked up, do you get thrown halfway across the map like you did in the one live stream? Recorded the boss fight that totally yeeted him off a cliff into the middle of the beach. Took him like 5 minutes to run back.
Right.
Not sure if you saw that one, Goalid, but did you see the one where he was fighting like the weird, what was it, like the ancient something?
Saw it. I was there. Like, it happened to me and like everybody else who fought it in Alpha 1. Like, it would just throw us off the cliff, and I was like trying to tell everyone, okay, make sure you're facing it. Make sure you're between it and the cliff, not have hit it between the cliff and you, because then it'll do its pull mechanic and it'll literally throw you off the cliff.
I think we
so annoying.
watched Steven get yeeted off that cliff a couple of times. We called it New Year, New Yeet.
Yep, New Year, New Yeet. Yep. But yeah, see, I didn't make it to that boss. I think that was the test where the two of us were really busy with stuff and we couldn't even get on. I think the entire testing period we may have gotten like a couple hours worth of testing. But I mean, we made a lot of the hours that we did have, though.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up getting all over the place. We just couldn't beat everything, but we saw basically the entire map. We just couldn't beat a lot of the stuff because we were like, oh look, I'm level 9, awesome, woo!
I got 3 characters to 15. They wiped 1. I tried to get tank up to 15, but I got to 12 and just quit. I said, this is terrible. Some of the other people might be
Yeah.
able to tank, and I was like, God bless you.
That was also my problem. I got up to level 11 at most, and that's because I was playing with tank. I blame it fully on that because I didn't realize how rough my life was until I ran with somebody else in the party and things went like 4 times as fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, add in 2 minutes.
Oh no.
I can't push it back
Can you
anymore. I've
tell
already
it-
snoozed
can you
it all
tell it
3
go now?
times.
Tell it to go now.
Yeah, I can tell it go now.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Running ad.
Ad time. Sorry guys.
All right. Talking about the boring stuff, I've managed to get a preview of what I think an example of the post will be as we start getting some of our show notes up on the forums and stuff like that. I would like to try to get like some graphics to break up the monotony of all just pure text, because the only way I can nicely put it on there is through BB code. Does not look that great, let me tell you. But at least then people can click the links and go check out some of the other things. So yeah, we really dislike the ads. So yeah, well, at least it's a commercial for Genshin.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair
If
enough
must have
indeed.
ad, why not waifu ad?
Yeah, exactly. But we also roll the ads during, well, actually I tried to roll it beforehand, and then it's scheduled for like 1 hour. So I can usually push it back till like after the 1 hour mark, but it's so that people, when they join, don't get the pre-roll ads, and people can join in without the annoying ads first kind of thing. Because I know I hate that, so. Not a fan.
No. So yeah, by the way, I realized that we did the thing that we do sometimes where we completely forget to ask if you have any kind of a time limit you're on, or if there's a specific time you need to be gone by. Because sometimes we run over an hour. Sometimes we go up to like an hour and a half and we just don't notice the time going by.
I'll be here all night. So
You heard it here, folks. We have a 7-hour podcast tonight.
Let's
Buckle in.
go.
It's gonna be a long ride. Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to stay that long, or else I would totally be down for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of these days, I'm gonna be able to settle back to a 45-hour work week. It's gonna be amazing.
when the Golden Feather opens up, maybe you can have like an 8-hour game night there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'll probably be running D&D though. We actually backed Tavern Tales, which we're hoping to run a D&D group game eventually. So there you go. Sounds good to me. Yeah, ads are in themselves ads to describe. Wait, whoa, it's going so fast. Wow.
Yeah, we're
was
definitely
it?
going to have a tavern in Ashes of Creation. Absolutely.
Yeah, we are. We've already picked out a few of the skins we would like to have. We saw that they're going to have the ability to, I guess, put graphics. And as you can see up in that corner, I have to figure out which direction I'm flipped for the stream. So up in that corner, you can see our Golden Feather Tavern sign, and we're probably going to try to put that out on the sign when we buy the tavern thing. Neon signs? I don't know about neon signs, but maybe if I can find some bioluminescent jinx. I could put some bioluminescent paint on the sign. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I have bought every freehold cosmetic that looks like it would be a nice tavern. Everyone that I've seen that looks like it would be a nice tavern, I've picked it up. She's gotten a couple as well, so we might end up switching off time and again. Whose property has it? Have it be maybe next door, and she can spend some time getting it ready for this or that, and we'll shut it down here and move it over there and back and forth. Who knows? Who knows? But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Out in that real world, though, I wouldn't mind having an actual Golden Feather Tavern out there. I worked in the restaurant industry for a while. I'd have fun with it.
I agree.
I actually, I wouldn't even mind an 80-hour work week if it was at, an Ashes-themed tavern.
You need a high cleric to cure hangovers at your tavern. Talk to Draco about loaning my A+ healing hands. Appreciate that, Shenra. I also do the healing, but sometimes the chaos coming into the tavern can just be way too much for me to handle by myself, so I could probably use another set of hands. Absolutely.
Hoo-ha. Take the snores to step over to it. There you go.
Oh,
there you go. Tied up at the snore stall. Potato, Padraco, whatever. It's all the same, right?
Speaking of potatoes, the new cosmetic.
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah. The
Thing.
That's all I have for words is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, what is this stuff? Let me pull this up here. Get it up on this big screen.
I don't know what else to call it besides the thing.
What we can call it. Weird. Alright, I'll use that one. There we go.
I don't know, we're harassing Draco too much. I just automatically typed his name. For shame.
Right.
Poor Draco.
I don't know. If that was my friend, there wouldn't be enough taunting going on yet. My friends rib each other as a sign of love. Actually, as my mom says, we're not making fun of you, we don't like you.
Yeah, that was a whole new thing for me to get used to. Because in my family, we don't really do that. We like you, we talk to you. That's about it.
There we go.
Oh,
so
yeah.
What is this one?
What is that?
An accessory.
Accessory.
Accessory
okay, I was
kind.
trying to figure out. I thought that'd be a cute little pet, like a flower creature pet, because like the things that are coming out look like little arms.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I thought it was. But then I saw the potato thing, and I thought, no, that's got to be the pet. It has to be. I'm trying to read the thing and see what it's supposed to be, but I can't pull from that. Oh, this is symbolized with a bracelet made from the petals of their home bud. And should you wear it, you can walk freely among their mystical glens. That's what it is. It's a bracelet. You have a flower bracelet, but yeah. Potato, bro. Where's a baby potato? I don't know. Let's see how big it is. Potebro?
Mandrake or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, little
Potebro.
mandrake. Yeah, there you go. The Harry Potter thing.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like, I don't know. It's its own unique type. I don't know what to say about it. I don't want to be mean to it.
Well, I was sitting near my garden pulling up was a few months worth of taters, and as I had this one here by the sprouts, I thought it looked like a little bitty man. I saw a blink. Slow too, one eye another. Potebro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. But the garden.
I watched two guys in a barb last night, and Bartek had a good idea of using those little potato guys as like a part of potions, like in Harry Potter.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
See, this one's gonna be pretty darn interesting, I think.
What is that?
It's gonna be a mount. Yeah. For man made a pact with Fey courts to form the Fey Guard, Feykin grew monsters of grand proportion to secure their glen's perimeters. Though normally bound to the geographic region from which their creators drew power, there's some evidence that they'd shared this knowledge with mages, and that they had found a way to power them from the essence within. The playful word they use for them is a portmanteau roughly translated to mean Garden guard. The garden. Bom, bom, bom.
Gordon.
Gordon. Gordon.
They probably had a whole meeting that lasted 10 hours to come up with a name for that one.
If I have one of those, I'm gonna call it Ramsey.
Ramsey?
So it can be a Gordon Ramsay.
Oh my gosh, do it. Oh my gosh. See, that's perfect. See, you're catching on to the dad joke life. You catching on to the dad joke life?
I want to go into a garden protected by that thing. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
It looks like that's the mount up there, the bright pink shiny thing. Is that maybe like a flower, kind of like the bracelet thing up here?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It looks kind of like little petals.
It does look like that is deeply rooted into this. Thank you, Draco. Deeply rooted into this cosmetic set, because even with the outfit that they have below, if you look towards like the back, with the hood and part of the bottom of the cloak, you can see bits of pink. So I think a specific foliage is being used as a reference to all of this cosmetic.
It's a very pink and green set this month here.
Yeah, I may or may not have already bought that outfit.
It's about time you get one on time.
I know.
Like, people just don't understand how late we are to the party with the cosmetics sometimes. Like, we have a podcast, we do it weekly, and every week we're like, hey, these cosmetics are awesome, I'm totally gonna buy one. And then the day after they pull them, we go, oh, I forgot to buy the thing.
Yep.
Talked about it for 4 weeks and didn't buy it.
Yep.
I've missed out on
get the thing. Forgot to get the thing.
Yeah, I've missed out on 2 badass, like very tanky looking armor sets that I really wanted, and I didn't buy them in time. That was slow.
For shame.
Merp. Yeah,
Right,
midriff
for shame
mayhem.
indeed.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it looks like they both have midriff. Equal opportunity midriffery going on here. I like it. That's a fanciful boat. It almost has like the flangler little dangly light, like the fish, not kingfisher, but what do they call the things in the water with the little light bulb on their face? Anglerfish, yeah, that's it. It just reminds me of that. I know it's definitely not supposed to be reminiscent of that, but that's what it reminds me of.
I can see
It's supposed
that.
to be wistful and interesting and pretty and graceful, and here I am thinking of deadly, scary fish terrorizing the seas.
It kind of reminds me of like what one of those overgrown kind of, I don't know if I have the right word in mind, but in like Italy, you can go on those essentially oversized boats where like somebody's playing music and you guys can have like little picnic on the boats. I've never been on one of those. I've only seen videos, so I don't know what they're actually called. Gondola. Yeah, thank you.
Going down the little rivers, so that somebody just pull you around a lake.
Yeah, it's a little romantic gondola.
And this
Would
looks
not
like
want
a little.
to get. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I would not want to get raided by a warship on one of those little things. Like I'd be sitting here having my serene little moment, and then one of those giant ships come up and like, give me all your goods, and I'm like, take them.
A big old ship like that would pull up near you, and you would topple out of that little boat.
Probably, yeah.
Just the water pressure from it pulling up would knock you over. Especially you weigh all of like 7 pounds after hitting the water.
Bard me some more music. Gondola.
Here you go. It looks like a very Pyre cleric looking retreat, especially if you have your alchemy and potion making skills practiced. Looks like it's bathing in potion.
I was definitely looking at that too, but if I had to choose one or the other, I was going with the cosmetic skin for wearing new outfit. So.
Wow, Shenra just put a fantastic image in my head. Need a soundboard to play Pirates of Caribbean music going to war on a gondola open mic.
Oh my gosh. I could actually see somebody playing like the intense Pirates of the Caribbean music and then some other like just joker coming up with like, this is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow like in return as they come to like pillage their little gondola.
I'm just imagining a giant group of nerds terrorizing Venice right now. Like,
oh dear.
just trolling the entire town with random crazy music from weird movies, just totally despoiling their scenery.
Music meme battle on the seas. I love it.
Yeah. Epic rap battles of history.
Oh my gosh.
It started so long ago, like, what, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh my lordy.
It's a shame, though. I don't think they're going to have proximity voice chat. At least they say they haven't.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no-go. Just honestly, like, I don't know. I don't think it'd be terrible if you could choose to turn it off, but I just have a feeling that you'd be in certain scenarios, like at a tavern or something, and there would be that person. There'd be that person just making noise.
Well, Tavern's gonna have voice chat. That's the one place where there's gonna be voice chat, apparently, proximity voice chat.
Yeah, just oh no, I think I'm gonna need to have my trigger finger on the mute button. My trigger finger on the ignore in those settings. Not that I'm against it happening, I have a fear. That it's gonna be bad.
I mean, yeah. I meet a lot of people in New World when they blast music and stuff. So yeah, it's unfortunately a thing, but the good side of it is that you get some pretty funny moments with it as well.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, only in the taverns at the moment. You are correct. I know at first I was like, why not out in that open world? Sure, whatever. And then I thought about how terrible it would be to be a streamer, chilling there, and someone just runs by, stream snipes you to get you TOS banned or something.
I think in New World, streamers you can just turn it off. It'd be like their streamer mode.
Yeah. It'd be pretty cool if you could turn it on to like party only.
Your video ended and there's just Asmongold facing down the pirate model.
And then Elden Ring. And then a bunch of mead stuff. Because, yeah, by the way, I started brewing some mead at home. Oh, yeah. We'll see. Maybe there will be a Golden Feather Tavern mead. Take it to the launch party. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Now we're not just staring at weird ad clips. But, speaking of Elden Ring, though, somebody else was talking on the forum about lessons that could be learned from Elden Ring that could be brought over to Ashes. And the funny thing is, for those who don't know, is Elden Ring is a single-player game. They don't have a whole lot in common sometimes when it comes to the best features, quote-unquote. But have you played Elden Ring, sir?
Unfortunately, no. I need to, though. It looks like a terrific game.
You know, I'm in the same boat because I keep watching everybody, like all my friends are playing it and they're streaming it. And I'm going, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. But I don't have time for that. As it is right now, like, I kind of am enjoying doing the Guild Wars 2 thing, but I have time to, like, maybe 2 to 3 times a week I'll jump on and do a daily or two.
Yeah.
And that's my time. I'll do a quest real quick and then I'm done. And I would hate to jump into something like Elden Ring that looks really, really good and not be able to actually spend much time. I would forget how to play the game by the time I got through the introduction of how to play the game. But it's on my list. It's on my list. Well, then I'll put this out there for you peoples in chat that may have played Elden Ring. Playing Elden Ring right now while watching you. Isn't that meta?
Nice.
And Ashes of Nera, you tell us. What do you see in Elden Ring that you would love to see in Ashes? Because I know the conversation I just linked out to chat. Oh yeah, I definitely want to try it. It looks really good. There is no introduction. There is only die. Yes, I have witnessed that. But yeah, the one thing that somebody brought up. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just remember in that post, the thing I'd like to see in Ashes is that they just stick true to who they are. Elden Ring's gotten some criticism for being too hard, like all the Souls games always have been, or there's no easy mode. And but that's the kind of audience that they are catering to. And I just hope that Steven and Ashes sticks to their guns like the devs of Elden Ring has.
Yeah, I remember that was a complaint that Vertec was talking about with the one thing that died recently. Being too hard.
Wildstorm.
I know. You're sad. You're sad.
It'll make me sad. You know, when it was on its way out and they were selling like all of the box copies super cheap for like $9, I went and I legitimately bought like 15 of them. Maybe.
Wow. No,
it was less than that because I know I didn't spend $150 on buying boxes, but I went and bought a bunch of them. I think probably like 6 or 7 of them. Just because I was like, no, you can't fail. You can't fail. Plus, there's a rare mountain here that sells for a bunch of gold, so I'm going to get those too. But, yeah, Michaelis, if you started playing it when it first came out, yeah, it was difficult. I'm not going to lie, but I enjoyed that about it. That's one of the things I loved. Like, honestly, apparently that's something that Steven's trying for, right? Is to make it challenging again. Like, you're not going to be able to do the end game hardcore raiding without being dedicated to raiding. Like, you have to want to raid and have the time to raid and the time to dedicate to it, or else you're not going to be able to do it. I hope that actually sticks. I mean, right now, as my time sits right now, I wouldn't be able to really raid effectively because I don't have much time. So, I mean, that's also shooting myself in the foot, but I got like 2 years to prepare to make the time. So I think I'll be good by then.
Lost Ark on endgame is extremely difficult too. If you guys saw vids on the mechanic, tons of one-shot spells. Oof.
Yeah, I lost interest in Lost Ark when I was playing though. I played the beta and I was like, oh, this feels like Diablo 3 mixed with League of Legends mixed with grind. Yeah, okay, I got it. I got in about 6 hours of playing and said, that's my taste. I got it. I see what you're about. And then I was done. Did you do the Lost Ark thing? Goalid?
A bit. Yeah. I played like 50 hours of it. I was like, this isn't the game for me.
Yeah. I didn't even give it a try.
What was the scaled raids Draco's talking about there? I guess Draco and Pally, I guess, was it the power scales based on how many people you have in the raid? Because I know WoW did that for a minute. I think maybe they still do, but...
I think that would be a cool thing to have, like where depending on how many people you have trying to raid at once, it would adjust the power.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a little bit of a flex there. Instead of just, 10 to 25, that's a big jump. And then going to 40 people raids was pretty insane. Trying to organize the schedule of 5 people on this podcast at one point was just impossible. Let alone managing the schedule for 40 people every week, multiple times a week.
I cannot imagine that, actually. That sounds not fun.
Alright.
Basic
So-
ideas when he succeeds, such as no one dying and killing a boss fast and moving on to the next boss. The next boss is stronger and has more abilities. Oh, okay. Yeah. I could see that. So scale in terms of like how difficult it is to kill.
Okay, so Lost Ark is doing that right now, because I know that's similar to what Ashes is going to be doing, which I think is going to be fantastic. 10 minutes a second will also be easier than if you beat it in 5 minutes and no one. Yeah, that makes sense. I get you now. I'm on the same page now. Yeah, I definitely like the idea of that myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. See, I was thinking of the exact opposite. I thought he was saying that that's what Lost Ark is doing.
Confused.
I was confused too.
Oh, I was just reading
Which
stuff. I
is-
didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally thought it was a Lost Ark thing that Draco was trying to say should be in Ashes.
Gotcha.
And I know so far, like the scaled rating, I've heard of. I haven't heard the term scaled rating so much as, well, maybe I did hear it. Is that what they've been calling it for Ashes? And my brain just turned that off?
I have no idea, actually. I don't think they've really called it anything yet that I know of.
I know I like the idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the most mitigatingest tank ever. I'm going to get us points to get bigger bosses.
You gotta speedrun it.
Speedrun.
Yeah. Well, apparently, and see, that's where I find it interesting, because I think there was a quote at some point that would say it probably better than I can, but I think Steven said that it's not just about speed. There's going to be certain objectives to hit and certain like triggers and things like that you got to do that help it out. So it's not just purely about burning through it as fast as you can. And that's
Right.
the part that really makes me interested, because you could totally just overwhelm something by bringing in, we got some people who are badass geared. Let's just bring in half a party full of them and we'll just wipe out the dungeon and get all the best loot, right? Well, maybe, but then the way he said that makes me think that there's got to be some skill and timing and knowledge involved in it. Curious to see how that goes. Curious to see.
Also, I know Karthos isn't in here, but he made a really funny Pac-Man siege joke with a giant Pac-Man thing and then a little tiny node.
A little tiny node. Yomp. They're great just because they're trying to have content for both hardcore PvE, in addition to vast crafting. Yeah, a little bit of something for everyone, but the thing I like about it circles all the way back to Goalid's, one of his very first things he said, which was the community aspect. The interacting social aspect of the MMO is going to be important in every single one of those. Every bit of the game is going to be requiring social contact and... Hey there, Super. Speaking of social people.
Hey.
But, except for maybe exploration, you could probably do some exploration and gathering on your own. I plan to try to
possibly.
climb all this stuff. We'll see where we can get to.
Oh, geez.
He's a Super.
Yeah, I think people have been complaining about they're gonna have to talk to people. I remember in the forum someone was saying that they wanted to be able to do their entire gatherables to crafting on their own, but
Yeah.
you can only be a master in gathering or processing or crafting, so we're limited unless you make ults, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing that made me kind of go, ooh, that's gonna suck, is I haven't checked on it since then, so it very well could have changed, but I know at one point Steven said that there was going to be very limited like trading between your own characters. Like there's not going to be a shared storage and mailing stuff to your own character. You'll be able to do very little of that, because most of the things you would typically try to give to an alt to hold on to, you can't put in the mail. You have to send it via caravan or carry it yourself.
I mean,
So
could you give it to a friend and then them give it to your alt? I mean,
there you go. Use the guild bank transfer. system.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there you go.
But
Yeah, they're gonna have to keep track of a lot if they don't want that to happen, which they can do. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just think it's one of those items that really I don't think should be fussed about too much. Like, if you're spending time in front of the computer, go ahead and be able to use the stuff that you did, or stuff you found or created or crafted or built or broke for that matter. If you have it in your game time and you've achieved it and it's not bound to a character, just let me access it on a different character. It's whatever.
Yeah.
We're friends. Both my characters, they're brothers. Okay? Of course they're gonna share all their stuff.
that's been outlawed by the Steven.
Yeah. So one other topic I bumped into that I thought was pretty cool. Pretty neat idea, although I do see it requiring a whole lot of coding and a whole lot of writing. So I don't see it ever actually being a thing. And that was a quest journal. And I was talking
I
about...
was just looking at that, actually.
It's a really cool concept. Like, it is.
It is.
But in addition to everything else Ashes is doing, and just as the quick, too long didn't read, it's instead of having just a quest log that says, hey, you killed 27 boars and brought them boar steaks over to the tavern of the way to town, and they whatever the quest was, it gives you the description and tells you how many things you killed, and that's it, and then you move on. And the name of the quest was go kill pigs, and that's your quest log. But they were talking about having a quest journal where at the end of your adventures for the day, you go down to a tavern or whatnot, you get into a certain area, and you open your journal and you tell it record the activities for the day, and it actually puts it down in like storyboard format. Like, I was walking through town and someone called for help, and I thought, hey, that's really strange. This town's really cool. They have guards everywhere, or whatever. It actually gives you more of a story. Do you think? What do you think about that? Would that be too much, do you think, with everything else that's going on, or do you think that would be an amazing addition, or something in the middle?
That would be an amazing system that I'd fully support for a single player game that is not Ashes of Creation. I just think it's going to be way too much.
Yeah, I could see that, definitely. I think it sounds really, really, really awesome.
Same.
In theory.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is, I think it sounds very much like if you've ever played the game Fate, it sounds like something that would be in there. Fate was really cool. It was, honestly, it'd probably still hold up today. I know they made a Fate 2. I didn't play Fate 2, but it was a game where you could make choices throughout your gameplay that would impact things down the line. You'd become either revered or reviled by the world as you progress through and go through your adventures. Like, different quests would pop up based on if you go good or evil. It's almost like the Star Wars type of light side, dark side thing, but just more fantasy realm and more colorful.
Yeah, I can see that. Go for
Did
it.
y'all ever play Fallout New Vegas or Infamous?
I've seen
Yes.
other people play it, but I haven't myself played it.
Yeah, I played some New Vegas.
I think that gave you a ton of options for your player. I thought that was fantastic. I think it's really hard to do with an MMO though, because it just seems like a weird thing to have like your one player affecting something and then another player goes to the same person and they get a different outcome. So I think what Ashes is doing that's really neat is they're having it seems like group decisions will have an effect on the world. Like Steven was talking about how social organizations might be able to vote for the mayor for the scientific node. So maybe if there's a sailing guild for a social organization on like a coastal node, maybe whoever the candidate who's most favored by the Sailors Guild, maybe they'll get some votes that way. So that was kind of interesting. Same with the religious aspects of the game. The temples that get built, the people get worshipped. Sounds like it's going to affect the story. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, there's
what is MO2?
Mortal Online 2.
Mortal Online.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
I have never played it, and I haven't seen anything about it necessarily. I've just heard people talk about the game in general, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I played it a bit. They had a huge launch problem, so I just threw it away.
Gotcha.
Everyone else made excuses for it. I just was like, no, get out of here.
Tapping out.
They had 3% of their population actually able to play the game. Their servers couldn't handle something like, I think 97% of the people who bought the game literally couldn't log on to their main server. They can only play in the tutorial area. It's extremely frustrating.
Awesome. I can imagine.
Yeah.
I would like to play this game, please. Give us 60 monies. Okay, I gave you 60 monies. Here, play this lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super.
Can you believe it's already been 2 hours.
It has already been 2 hours, hasn't it? Holy mackerel!
It has.
Yeah, super. New Ryan Reynolds movie is at the nice guy or good guy phone. Something about a guy. I forget guy. That's the newest one I can think of. Unless something else came out newer and I just...
Adam Project.
I'll have to check it out. Decent watch, huh? Apparently they're making a new... Oh, Free Guy. That was it. Free Guy. Apparently they're making a new Green Lantern. Who's in for that ride? I think I'm one of the few people that actually thought it was a decent movie. I did not think it was terrible. Everybody else I know was like, that movie was horrendous. Don't talk about it, ever. I liked it, guys. And I immediately got shunned to the back corner of the table at the restaurant. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough, Super. Yeah, you're allowed to be biased. I love me some Spider-Man. I totally just gloss over plot holes and weird things and bad things that happen in the movies. I'm okay with them. They do not exist. They do not bother me. That's my mantra as I'm watching it. But yeah, it has been about 2 hours. So I guess we should probably start wrapping up, y'all.
Oh wow, it's almost has been 2 hours. Jeez.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, one of the longest shows we've had in a while. Usually, once we hit the 1 hour and 15-20 minutes, we start wrapping up and usually get done by about 1:30. But hey, good people's good time, good chat. So I don't mind at all. Sir, do you have anything you would like to plug? Anything you would like to say to people? Anything you would like to share or promote?
He just made us a Twitter today, so go follow him.
Yeah, everybody follow the Twitter.
Sorry, I jumped in on that real quick.
Yeah, I'll post I guess some Ashes content there and opinions and whatever if people want to talk about Ashes. So
You should
There you
share
go.
links to your posts from the forums on there.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
to document that.
Thank
Thank you. Super. Yeah.
I'd just like to say I saw some of my guildmates from Overlord in chat, so thanks for supporting the show and coming to hang out.
Yeah, super appreciate
Thank you all
it.
for swinging by.
I'm a follower now. Expect daily updates on what you're eating for breakfast.
Think you're looking for Instagram. Sorry. Twitter is just for yelling at people, okay?
Yeah.
That's what it's made for. Everybody else is using it wrong.
Said that's a bad thing though.
Beard cam, please.
Cam, please.
There you go. I actually trimmed it up first today too. Yeah. But either way. So Laura, I love you. everybody, I would like to say thank you for stopping by, and much appreciated all the conversation and conversating that happened. I almost tried to say both words at once, conversating, which I totally made up, and then conversation. That's how it sounds. But you could have been doing anything today. You could have been making your own Twitter and yelling at people and sharing your breakfasts. But you were not. You were here hanging out with us, talking about making animal babies with other animals. And what weird things that they would create, like crocodiles and alaraphs and weird bat frog creatures of nightmares. It was fun times, though. It was fun times. Thank you all. We love you all. Mwah.
Let me off this ride now. Thank you.
Alright, but who should we raid? Quick. Somebody give me a friend to raid. Who should we go? We got let's see, we got Bochet. Oh, is Iron Smithy on? I see Beck. Yep. I see Bochet.
Playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I believe he does the RPs with the Grand Theft Auto 5s. Yeah, by the way, while he's looking all that stuff up, update from the artist for the emotes. We are getting those started up for you guys, so pretty soon we'll have some new emotes. And I did request a static version of the cheer, so those of you that are followers can also use our cheer emote. So trying to get more stuff for you guys. It just takes a while because she kept being booked up, and then we kept forgetting. Yeah. I got it. I figured it out. I put the order in. It's happening now.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so Super suggested Zephyrilla.
Okay.
Who currently has 2 viewers, including I suppose me just popping in there. We've got them playing. What are they playing? Red Dead Redemption 2.
Interesting.
We got Yokai Theater playing Humankind. We've got we've got a sim, but we always raid sim, so we've got to spread the love. We always raid sim. Mm-hmm. He's kind of like the default, like he's our boy from way back, so you know. Mm-hmm. We always bring him love. We got Tech Deck, also brought him a lot of love already, so we got to spread the love to other people's.
This is a huge hint for those of you that are interested in doing content creation. We need people to raid after our show, so our show's a great show to start streaming after, so we can come raid you.
And it looks like Bochet is playing some shooter of some variety or another. I'm not a shooter person, so I don't know.
Me either.
Is that it looks like a Destiny, maybe. What do you guys think? Alright. 10-second countdown, and then I'll send it over to Zephyrilla, because that was the only name mentioned.
Okay.
I like him. Alrighty, well. A small streamer named Asmongold. Read them. Okay.
Yep.
Well, there isn't not a resounding response for anyone in particular. So, since Super named Zephyrilla first? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to Zephyrilla.
There we go. Cool. Thank you guys, by the way, for the follows. We appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us by hanging out. And Goalid, thank you for coming on. It's really nice having a community member on. Just to also remind people, we don't just, talk to people that do content creation. We want to know what the community thinks, most importantly.
They just happen to be the people that enjoy talking on shows like this more so than the average viewer, so they just happen to be the people that say yes more often.
I'm really glad that you asked us to, or mentioned that you're interested in being on the show, so thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no problem. The pleasure was mine. It was a great show. Enjoyed being here.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you want to pop on, if any other topics pop up that interest you, let us know.
Yep, indeed.
For now, we are running away. Bye bye.